Hello, PE 551. This is Anthony Roldan. I just want to speak about the Common Core and physical education. So, explain which of the Common Core resources you found that they seem valuable and why. Um, browsing through the website, I liked a few things. One of the things that one of the few things that stood out was, just having a refresher on the standards, looking over them. Although there's not that uh, official standards for physical education, it was good to see um, what things that you can try to implement within our lesson plans and whatnot. I really like the 5 things a teacher should be doing for the Common Core implementation, and a few of them were focus on process, not just on content. Teach argument, not just persuasion. One thing that was important that I really liked as well was create purpose, and also a thing that can help the students apply their knowledge and what they learned in the classroom and transition it to outside in the world. Especially you can do that for PE. Um, I think it's important too as teachers we set the bar high um, for our students and athletes, uh, especially in physical education. We have sometimes students see it as a time they get to get away from the schoolwork. But I think it's important that we, as PE teachers and as coaches, that we set the standard high that they can learn something, that they can apply it. Um, Explain why none of it seemed valuable to you. Again, there is no specific standards for physical education yet. But definitely thankful that California there is some sort of guideline for the Common Core standards um, for PE, which kind of helps the PE teacher, see the different grade levels in which, you know, um, first grade should be doing this, some sort of activity that incorporates this sort of fitness goal. High school should be entering into weight training, stuff like that. So it's definitely great that California gives those guidelines to help organize and help us as teachers and PE teachers and coaches to prepare for the lesson plans so that we can implement those things. Overall, the website gave a few things to look at for teachers, um, and it seemed a little confusing at first because it's just a bundle of things that pops up. But as you scroll through and research and really look into it, it can be could be helpful, and see some things that you probably wouldn't search on your own. How could you use this new information to make your physical education lesson all components of the 4C's: creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, communication? Well, in creativity, you know, utilizing the guidelines, the standards can kind of give you that guideline and seeing, okay, which techniques I can use, how I can incorporate, innovate new technology, or for this game, and sort of that collaboration, whether it be a collaboration for your team or for your coaches and the staff to solve a certain issue. Um, or whether it be for students to collaborate within the game. Um, and finally, critical think and problem solve. They kind of go all the 4C's kind of go all hand in hand. If you're looking at it from a perspective within a lesson, there's different game scenarios where it's opponent versus opponent or team versus team, and you're gonna have to critically think to how to defeat or gain an advantage over the other team. And students will have to communicate within that. So there's a whole culmination of things that um, require students to implement these things. It is very important that we as coaches and teachers try to create these lessons that do incorporate these 4 C's. Thank you. Guys, have a great week.